Well, welcome back to Advanced Squad Leader Starter Kit Enhanced Edition with SHCB rules from the full ASL. This is your host, Heidi Jester. We completed one half of the turn here, and we are going to complete the German turn in this episode. Probably be a little bit shorter episode because we will be able to go through these phases pretty quickly. Anyways, first things first. Thanks for checking out my video. And just be aware that I will probably be making some rule violations. And if you just check the comments below, I've got a couple really good ASL players posting comments to let me know if I mistakenly done something or if I missed a rule here or there. I mean, you know all the rules, but when you're trying to think about strategy and think about moving units and moving counters and everything, you sometimes forget the details. So thanks to all them, thanks to all you out there that are keeping me on my toes and making sure that I don't violate any of the rules here. So that's the first thing. Second thing, as I mentioned, this is the enhanced squad leaders starter kit rules here. We're adding snipers, heat of battle, concealment, and bypass movement. And I just want to let you guys know that I am just playing this scenario by myself. So with these additional rules, if I find it helping one side as opposed to the other side, I'm not afraid to suddenly have a couple units appear on the map that weren't there previously, just to make things a little more interesting or a little more balanced myself. I mean, normally you can't do that when you're playing opponent. You're playing with someone else. You can't just have counters appear, whatever. And this is kind of an experiment just to see how the SHCB rules apply. It might be different for every scenario. I don't think, as we talked about in the first episode, that the balance will be too far off. But just know that I might change some of the rules around during the scenario, add in a few units here or there if I see one side is just not getting as much help as the other side based on the SHCB rules that we're adding in. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, we are going to be doing the German turn here. We have the rally phase here. We'll be rallying. Nobody needs to rally. Nobody needs to do anything special. So we'll just pass that and go on to the prep fire phase. So prep fire. Well, I'm actually going to adjust the size real quickly here. And just so I can not have to scroll up and down all the time. All right, so prep fire. Well, the American player obviously has to push forward during his turn, and that's what he's got to do. That's what he's going to have to do. Otherwise, he's never going to reach his objective. So the German player has to think, is there any units that he wants to move? The units that he doesn't want to move, obviously, he should probably prep fire, or they should hold their fire and keep their concealment. I'm kind of debating. I think, we had talked about the fact that German player can actually move units up or try to move units up, maybe even move somebody into this space here to prevent the American player. Give him a little bit of trouble trying to come on the board here if they decide to do that. The thing is, do I want to risk moving over there? Obviously, this unit will defensive fire on him. 7 firepower. Fortunately, because he's under concealment counter, it's going to be half firepower. So it'll only be 3.5 firepower. So not that bad an attack. And if he assault moved over there, if he assault moved over in the stone building, he would not take any FFMO or FFNAM for non-assault move or move in the open. So, I mean, that is an option. So, the thing is, does he want to do that and risk the American player shooting at him? Does the American player have any other targets he might want to shoot at? This unit probably doesn't want to move. This guy is kind of our last line of defense, so we probably don't want to move them up quite yet. If I just hover over, it'll tell me he's in a stone building. So we could bring up these units as well to kind of reinforce this section over here. But again, if we do that, then when they defensive fire, they're going to be, damaging these units. We have more chance of having issues. So I think the German player, if I'm putting my German military hat on, I'm just trying to debate on what to do, what is the best course of action. Obviously, this is going to be an issue for the American player. He knows that because that is a lot of firepower coming in on him. So the only thing he can really do to prevent that is try and break up this fire group by shooting at this unit here. One thing of note, it was pointed out to me that this unit actually was spending his movement points, movement factors. He sort of spent one extra movement factor to move into the smoke, which he did not. So just a thing of note that someone caught from previous episode. So unfortunately, I didn't catch that at the time. So I did catch the moving up the hill, but I forgot to add in the smoke. So whenever you move into smoke, it's going to cost you one extra movement factor. What we could have done to basically bypass this is when this unit spent one movement factor to go here, a second movement factor to go here, and two movement factors to go here, and then we'll just assume that the unit advanced into that hex there. That way we didn't break or violate any rules, and he still ends up in the same spot. So there we go. Oh, I can take these off. All right, so yep, the American player is going to have to try and damage this unit. If he can't break up this fire group, he's going to have a lot of firepower coming in on him. The other thing he has to worry about is this guy's obviously got a bazooka, which can shoot at any building hex. This unit is in a building hex. It will be a low chance to hit, but still, does he want to risk this bazooka shooting at our folks there in that hex? Is it worth it? Would he rather shoot at this unit, try to break him with the bazooka? But I think he's more scared about the firepower from these three units. 7, 7, and 7 with no hindrances at all is going to be a pretty powerful attack. In fact, if we look at the column here, it's going to be a 20 power attack. You figure +3 for the building. So even if he rolls a 7, he's going to go to a 10. That's still a 1 morale check for those folks in there. So that's a pretty dangerous, very dangerous attack. So he's going to take a prep fire shot with the machine gun, which is going to give him 7 firepower, no modifiers whatsoever, no terrain modifiers, and so it's going to be a flat 6 on the 6 column there of the IFT. Let's see what happens. He rolls a 9. 9's not going to do anything, I don't believe. No, it's not. Well, that is rather unfortunate. Rather unfortunate that he was not able to do anything. Well, he has another attack. He's just trying to decide. Probably not. Okay, so he's just gonna. What other units can prep fire? These guys can't see any. Yes, they can actually see these guys up here. From this hex here, it's going to cross the. You know what? That's a good question. Is that going to be a? No, actually, it's going to cross the hillside. So these guys can't see one another. Let's see. These guys can, but again, does he want to lose his concealment just to shoot at this with a low caliber attack? Probably not. He'd rather just keep his concealment at this point, make the American player have to move up or attack him. Do we want to move this unit over into this hex and risk that attack from this unit? Not saying that he will attack, but that is a decision. So I think prep fire is actually going to be done. Again, being the defender, keeping these concealment counters on until the very last moment obviously is going to be good. So we're going to go into movement phase. This unit here is going to assault move into this hex. Is he going to do that? Yeah, he'll do that. He's going to assault move into this hex. So good defensive fire on him, but there really isn't any advantage to defensive fire at this point. He's not going to get the -1 for the non-assault move. He's not going to get the -1 for the move in the open. And you never know, some of these other units might be moving. He might have a better attack. So there's no advantage in him actually shooting at this point. So he'll hold his defensive fire. He knows this unit's not going to go anywhere else because it assault moved. So he doesn't have to worry about this unit continuing his move this way. And so he'll just hold his fire. Any other moves? Well, these guys are really afraid to move up here now, because if they move up here, could be quite dangerous on this attack. We could bring more units up this way, but now that the American player actually has units out there, it's a little more dangerous. These guys only have a range of 4, so it would only be a 3.5 attack. But at this point, he could... He could try to get his concealment back. Is it that important for him to get his concealment? We could, move him behind the buildings. Nobody could see him. And then assault move back in up here. Yeah, I think we will do that. So he will spend 2 movement factors to move there. Any defensive fire. The American thinks about it and declines. He could take a long-range shot here with this unit, but he's, with the +3, +1 for the orchard, it'd be a pretty, it'd only be a 3.5 attack +4. So he declines, and the German player will spend another movement factor. Actually, let me think about that. Yeah, that's fine. He'll go there. All right. So, again, no defensive fire. So he'll be done movement. These guys are not going to move at this point. These guys are not going to move. This guy, ooh, I'm so tempted, but I think I will keep him there as well. So movement phase is actually done. No defensive fire at all. Now we go to the defensive fire phase. So, all right. So the American player, he will, obviously he can shoot the bazooka and the squad firepower. The question is, which does he shoot first? Well, he's got a decision to make on what he wants to do with the bazooka. So he can either step out of the building, shoot it, take a +2 to his attack, or he can just stay in the building, not take the +2, but he will also be get himself a backblast attack from the building he is in. So you don't ever want to shoot your bazookas from inside a building. If he steps out, it's going to be +2, and it's going to be +3 because of the building. That's going to be a +5. If we look at our range here of 2 hexes, it's an 8. So with a +5, he's going to have to roll a 2 or a 3 if he steps out of the building. It's a pretty low shot. He has just as high a possibility of having the weapon be removed. So he's going to choose his firepower first, because that might determine, because if he breaks these guys with the regular firepower attack, there's no sense in actually using the bazooka other than maybe shooting it here, but then again, that's going to be 3 hexes away. That's only a 2 hit of 7. He would have to roll with his plus 2 plus, I'm sorry, plus 3 plus 2 is plus 5. So he'd have to roll a 2 just to get a hit from there. Another low quality shot. So he'll take the regular normal 20 firepower plus 3 for the building attack. Everybody's in normal range. Let's see what he does. Oh wow, he rolled a 4 and he activated the Axis sniper by rolling a 4. So again, if you missed our intro videos, we actually have in the notes section here. Nope, not in the notes section. I don't want to show you the notes. The info section. So I have assigned sniper numbers, both 4 for both the offensive and defensive players, just to give us a good whirl at trying to get them. He did not cower, so a 4 plus 3 for the building is going to be a 7. A 7 firepower on the 20 column is going to be a 2 morale check. 2 morale check. Alright, so we have to finish the attack. So 2 morale check, he is a 7. So we're going to add 2 to the dice roll. He rolls a 6, plus 2 is an 8. So this guy does break. And he breaks. Alright. And now we have to roll a dice to see whether or not the sniper activates. So on a 1 or a 2, the sniper will activate for the German player. He rolls a 3, so no sniper activation this time. These guys have final fired. I'm not going to even put the counters out anymore because there's not that many that many units out here on the map. I think we can keep track between you guys and myself. If we miss one, just let me know. But he's pretty pleased with that attack, breaking that guy right off the bat. This guy here, all right, he's going to take a shot down in the valley here at this guy in the building. It's going to be 7 firepower, minus 1 for the leader, plus 3 for the building, so it's going to be a 6 plus 2. He rolls an 11, which is a miss. So nothing there from that attack. I don't think he's going to risk losing the bazooka this early in the match. So they're done shooting. They're done shooting. That is defensive fire is done and over with. All right, advancing. This guy is actually going to advance into this building back here. Because he wants to be in concealing terrain, out of line of sight of all enemies, so he can get his concealment back. If he stays out here in the open, then he's going to have to roll for concealment, which we don't want to have to roll. We just want to get our concealment back. So he'll do that. He'll advance there. Anybody else wish to advance? I don't think so. I think they're good where they're at. And obviously we are going to go to the route phase. We can remove some of these counters here. These guys will route into this space right there. All right. And I'm sorry, it was the advanced fire phase, right? Yes, I'm sorry. Then it was the route phase. Apologize. Now it's the advanced phase. Yep, so we did our advances, and now we go to close combat. There is no close combat. Now at the end of the turn, we check for concealment. The German player has a unit in concealing terrain, out of line of sight of all enemy units, so he can get his concealment back. That's kind of what he was hoping for anyways. It's kind of, you can see it's kind of taking him out of the fight for a turn, but is it going to be worth it in the long run? Right now, he wasn't doing anything but taking a long-range shot anyways. So, maybe that was a good strategy, maybe not. Who's to say? So no close combat. Everybody else, these guys won't get their concealment back if they've lost it. And we are done with the German turn. We are going on to turn number 2 as the Allied. All right, so we've had some bullets flying. We've had some men drop. Now we'll have to see if they can get themselves rallied here. If they don't, because this German player did move these guys up because he was afraid to get too much damage. Now the American player might have an opportunity to move forward because there's not a lot of line of sight anywhere. You know, if these guys don't rally, these guys won't be able to see over there because of the buildings. This guy's behind the buildings here. These guys are down in the valley. So the American player is feeling a little bit better about the situation here just by breaking that one unit. Again, I was thinking about moving these guys up, but problem is you don't want to stack all your defenders in one location. One good attack, you know, just like that last one we did was a 2MC. Could have, you know, destroyed 2 or 3 units. It's better to destroy 1 unit and have a couple others as backups than get all of your defenders destroyed in one attack. So anyways, we will be calling this episode to a close. This will be the end of turn number 1. We'll be going into turn number 2 in the next episode. Let me know if you missed anything. Pretty easy turn that time. Not too many rules that we had to worry about, but be sure to check the comments section below. Make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, guys, we will see you in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.